Math. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are going over 12.2. We're looking at the converse of Pythagorean theorem. So grab your notes and settle in because today's going to be a nice, easy lesson. Today, our goal is to identify if a triangle is a right triangle by using the converse of Pythagorean theorem. And what that just means is we are basically going to try to figure out if given three sides, can I tell if a triangle is right or not, especially if they do not give me a picture? Okay, and you'll see that in our examples coming up. But here, we're going to take our notes. Okay. Yep. Well, let me draw. We're going to take our notes here on this guy right here. A triangle is right angled if its sides obey the theorem. So if I can plug the three sides into the Pythagorean theorem and it turns out true, then I know that it is a right angled triangle. If I take the three sides of a triangle and plug them into the Pythagorean theorem and it is false, then I know it is not a right angled triangle. We're going to show you what that looks like, but you can kind of see from these two examples, it's pretty straightforward. We're basically just going to fill in the information from our given triangle information and try to see, does 3 squared plus 4 squared equal 5 squared? And if that is true, 19 plus 16 does equal 25, then I know it is. And if it's false, 4 plus 16 does not equal 36, then it is not. Okay, so here's an example, and on this first example, they give us A, B, and C. They're telling us which one's A, which one's B, and which one's C. So I don't really have to think about it too much, but just in case you get a problem that you're not given, which we're going to see later, remember that C is the one that matters most, okay? C is always the largest or longest side of my triangle. Okay, A and B are the other two, and it doesn't matter which one's A or B. Okay, this could be A or this could be B. It doesn't matter. But if you're not given and you're just given three numbers, you're going to look for the largest one to be C. But if you're told which one is C, then you're going to do that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and use A squared plus B squared equals C squared. I'm going to go ahead and do 9 squared plus 40 squared equals 41 squared. And if you're wondering where I got those numbers, they're right here. I'm going to go ahead and pull that information from what they told me. Now, this is where I'm going to use my scientific calculator here, and I am going to plug these in. So I'm going to use my square symbol, or if I know, like we should know 9 squared is 81, but just to show you, I would type 9, press square, and it gives me 81. If you do not know what 40 times 40 is, again, I'm going to pull my calculator up and I can do 40 squared and I'll get 1,600. If you can do these in your head, that's also wonderful. Now 41, I definitely don't know. Oopsie. Okay, so I'm going to do 41 squared and I'm going to get 1,681. Notice that I drew my mirror down because we're solving an equation and I still have two sides, and I want to make sure that everything on this side of my equation stays on this side. And if I move it, I use the inverse operation, and everything on this side of the equation, and then I can kind of see the balance between the two. So I'm going to go ahead and add these two together as normal because they're on the same side of the equation. And I'm going to make that equal my right side. Is this a true statement? Does 1,681 equal 1,681? Is that true? Yes. So that means that this is a right triangle. Now down here for B, I'm going to do the same thing. Again, they tell me what to do. So we're just going to do this one really quickly. 8 squared plus 10 squared equals 12 squared. And I'm going to go ahead and do this. That's 64 plus 100. And again, I'm getting these numbers by either using my calculator or knowing that 8 squared is 8 times 8. And that's how I get 64. 10 squared is 10 times 10. Okay, again, I'm going to have my line down the middle, and I'm going to have 164 when I add these two together equals 144. Is that a true statement? No. This is false, so therefore this is not a right triangle. But what if I'm given a problem where they're not given the triangle? Okay. Here we have Katya, and she's buying an edging for her triangular flower garden, and she plans to build her backyard. If the lengths of the 3 pieces that she purchases are 13 feet, 10 feet, and 7 feet, will it be a right triangle? That's what we're trying to figure out. So if you remember back to the other one, C is always my longest or largest side. So because it does not tell me which is A, B, or C, I'm going to have to use the largest side as C. So this is going to be C, and then my other ones can be A and B, and it doesn't matter which one's which. Now I'm going to plug it into A squared plus B squared equals C squared. And we're going to do 10 squared plus 7 squared equals 13 squared. Okay, 100 plus 49, and again, I'm going to use my calculator, and that's 169. Does 149 equal 169? Is that true? No. So therefore, no, this will not be a right triangle. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to try these 3 on your own. So go ahead and pause the video and try these 3, see if you can figure them out, and then come back and I'll have your answers for you. All right, good work. Go ahead and check your answers here. You can see on number 2, you should have taken the 25 as C. That's the most important thing that you should try to remember, is that you first have to figure out which one is C. A and B don't really matter. But if I plug C in here and then I solve the problem, I'm going to get 725 equals 625, which is not a right angle. Here, 34 is C, so I'm going to plug them into my equation, and I'm going to get 1,156 equals 1,156. Yes, it is. And down here, 25 is going to be C, so I'm going to get 685 does not equal 625, so it is not. All right, we got one more problem to do here. So on this problem, it's just kind of more of a word problem with a model. They're not giving you your numbers. You have to figure it out. So Lashandra used grid paper to construct the triangle that's shown right here. We need to know what's the length of the side. So we're just going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the sides of my triangle are 8, 6, and 10. And now I'm going to use the converse of the Pythagorean theorem, and they have it all set up for us. We're just going to put in our side lengths. We know that 10 is going to be C. So 8, 6, and 10, 64, 36, and 100. And then I add these together. 6 and 4 make 10. That's 100 equals 100. Is that true? Yes, it sure is. So this is a right triangle. And that's all I got for you, ladies and gentlemen. So go ahead and make sure that you are writing this down and practicing it. And I'll see you next time.